women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. I know because I was doing it until about a year ago. I've been dealing with this crap for, gosh, 20 years or so. Damn. Actually, it's been more than that. Wow. Anyway, um, and until about a year ago, I managed it pretty well. But things change. I'll get back there. It's just a little harder than it was the first time, but this actually wasn't what I planned on talking to you guys about today, but I am just not having the best day I've ever had. And I saw this come up. Somebody was talking about how they were done smoking, they were going to quit. And it's not somebody that I know. I don't follow them, they don't follow me, but it just really it brought back a lot of memories for me because I used to be this is so funny to me now. I used to be a heavy smoker, a pack or more a day. I consider that heavy anyway. And I quit in 2010. And I tell you, it was hard. It was really hard, but looking back, I'm like, wow, it wasn't. It doesn't seem as bad now as it did at the time. So, in case I doubt he ever will, but in case random stranger who is quitting smoking, if you need some tips, this is how I went about it. This information, by the way, is from me and WebMD. The first thing you need to understand, and this is what non-smokers don't get, it's literally a strong addiction. You can't just logic your way out of addiction. The smoker has to want to quit. If they don't want it really bad, it's never going to happen. According to the CDC, nicotine addiction is one of the biggest, actually, nicotine abuse is one of the biggest addiction problems in the country. Now, I would argue, I wish I had looked at the date that this article was written. I would argue that's no longer true. But I guess that it might still be because of vapes and everything. It's so funny how cigarettes went out, but vaping somehow is okay. It's really not. It's the same thing. But in 1994, New York Times published a piece, and they talked to heavy cocaine users. And amongst heavy cocaine users, the urge to smoke was 45% equal to the urge to use cocaine. For heavy alcoholics, the urge to drink was about 50%, 50-50, the urge to drink and the urge to smoke. If you've known anybody who's a severe alcoholic or even a mild alcoholic, that's a pretty wild thing to hear. Um, I had another point, but I'm really out of it. You need to understand if you're the healthy person trying to get your loved one to quit, the health risks are irrelevant. Why? Well, because first of all, the addiction. The addiction is really strong. And secondly, people have a positivity bias. Oh, it's not going to happen to me. Several years ago, a colleague of mine and a dear friend, I think the world of her, and she'd been a heavy smoker. Well, she developed COPD, and a mutual came to me and was furious with me. Well, you need to tell her to quit. I said, no, I really don't. That's no. Well, you're her friend. That's your responsibility. I said, no, actually, my responsibility as her friend is to love her for who she is, not for who I want her to be. Right. And I guarantee you, since she had COPD, I guarantee you she's had these conversations with her doctor. She doesn't need to hear it from me because when you're the person approaching the addict to have that conversation, you're immediately putting them on the defensive. And that might be really hard for you to understand. I don't know because I've had this addiction. So I don't know what it's like for a non-smoker to have to deal with this. But the health risks, they're irrelevant. Look, my girlfriend is a highly educated woman. She has an advanced degree. She's not stupid. She knows the health risks. She knew the health risks before she got COPD. I guarantee she knows them very acutely now. And the last time I saw her, she had not kicked her addiction, which is really sad. So how do you quit? You gotta want it. You gotta want it so freaking bad that it consumes you. Seriously. Because this shit's not easy to quit. You have to want it. Your desire to quit's got to be stronger than your addiction. So honestly, you should take some time and do some inner reflection. Okay, why do I want to quit so bad? Is it for your health? Excellent. Then make a list of all the things that about your health that are going to be better. Is it for your family? Make a list. If the more you can get in touch with the emotional reason why you want to quit, the more successful you're going to be. You need to prepare. Pick a quit date and everybody. Tell everybody. Not so they can nag you, but so that they can support you. When I picked my quit date, I used to work for this was years ago. I worked for this really difficult boss. And my quit date was like, okay, I will smoke that Friday and I'll quit Saturday. And I did. But pick a quit date. Tell everybody. Have strategies in hand. Are you going to go cold turkey? That's fine. That's how I did it the second I quit twice. The last time was in 2010. Um, but the second time I went cold turkey. It was really hard, but have strategies. Was it ideal? No, but it was better than smoking. I kept hard candies everywhere, everywhere. You need to, maybe you want to try medication. I did that the first time. I used, what is it, Chantix? And that worked. But a word of caution, those medications can have pretty intense side effects. So just please do a little research. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. That being said, you're still probably better off quitting smoking with the medication than staying smoking without it. Maybe you want to try acupuncture or hypnosis, but develop a strategy, get a plan. And you're going to have a plan, especially to deal with triggers. Now, some of them you can avoid. You can cut back on coffee. I know you're thinking, screw you, but you could. Booze, again, you can cut back, you can avoid it. This is really gross, but what was a huge trigger for me? Driving. I can't, looking back, how absolutely horrifyingly disgusting to be trapped in a damn enclosed car. Y'all, I live in Alaska. My windows are up most of the year. You know how gross that is? I always smoked in the car. I had to have, there are hard candies in the car always. But you need to be ready for that. You need to have a plan for how you're going to deal with, okay, I always smoke behind the wheel. What am I going to do? Hey, I'm going out with the girls this weekend. We're going to have drinks. What am I going to do? Side note, if that's seriously a trigger for you, and it certainly would have been for me at the time, you're going to have to avoid going out for a little bit. It's not forever. It's just until you get a handle on it. For me, I think it was roughly 30 days before I felt like I had a handle on it. And the reason I had a handle on it, honestly, was I didn't want to have to ever go through that 30 days again. But I'll be real honest. I've smoked a handful of times after I quit in 2010, but I know the last time it's been well over 10 years. I just am not interested. Um, but the times when I fell off the wagon, it was because I was in a situation where I got to where it was kind of unexpected, but out with the girls, everybody else is smoking. I didn't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then guess what? You're leaving yourself in a bad, vulnerable position. Clean your house. Get rid of all your ashtrays. If you've smoked indoors, take down all your pictures and look at your walls. That might be horrific enough to make you think, holy crap, I never want to do this again, because if it's going to do that to your walls, what's it doing to your body? What's it doing to your lungs? You need to move. You need to move because the activity is going to help curb cravings, and you're going to have cravings. And look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. This is harder than hell. But if I can do it, anybody can do it. And that's just, you just got to want it bad enough. You need to exercise. Don't go on a diet. For goodness sakes, don't try to diet while you're quitting smoking, but eat a little bit healthier. Add an extra serving or two of fruits and vegetables to your day. It's just going to help detox your body, and you're going to feel better. Set a reward. Take all the money. Say you're a pack a day smoker, which, holy crap, that's expensive these days, at least up here. Take that money and set it aside every day. You were going to spend it anyway, right? I know somebody who went to Hawaii, took him and his girlfriend. This was ages ago, but they went to Hawaii. I don't remember how long they saved their smoking money, but I bought a set of really nice cooking knives because I had never had a set before. but pick a reward. Set your smoking money away until you can pay for that reward and then go treat yourself because you deserve it at that point. You've busted your ass to get there. And finally, you need to know, you guys, it's a process. It's probably not going to be one and done. Look, the first time I quit, I had quit for a couple of years before I started again. How crazy is that? I was so pissed when I started again, but I did. And that's just part of addiction. It's easy to fall back into it. So be kind to yourself. Know that you're likely to stumble here and there. Hell, like I said, I smoked a handful of times after I quit in 2010, but I didn't use those handful of times. None of that, not once did I say, oh, well, hell, I fell off the wagon. I'm just going to go buy a carton of cigarettes now. No, don't do that. Don't buy a bag of cigarettes. But you got to be kind to yourself. You're going to have to be patient with yourself and reach out for help. Look, if you're seeing this, you probably follow me on social media. If you're trying to quit, ask me, hey, Corey, I need some help. I'm having a tough time with it today. I'll be there for you. Hell, even if you don't follow me and you just stumble across this video, at Alaskan Courtney on X. That's where I spend most of my time on social media. I'll help you because if I can do it, anybody can. And you deserve, look, if you don't want to quit, I'm not judging you. I'm really not. It's none of my business. But if you want to quit, you deserve to be healthier. You deserve to have that. Let me tell you something. It's one of the best freaking feelings in the world when you realize that you conquered something that millions of people can't. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox because I don't feel good. I'm going to go get my ice pack. I'm going to go lay down. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Again, look, if you're struggling with this, please hit me up. I seriously will support you as much as I can. It's not a lot I can do other than be your cheerleader, but you know what? Sometimes just that, just knowing someone's in your corner is enough to keep you going. But you can do this. I have faith in you. Y'all take care. I'll be back Friday I had to think about it. Yeah, Friday at 11 o'clock.